Hey everybody, it's Liz here. I want to talk about pendulums today. These here are some books. There's my candle. This is the base of the camera stand. I've got some pendulums here and I have a ring. I'm going to talk about, kind of give you 12 minutes worth of just some interesting stuff, a little bit of conversation about pendulum work. You could spend weeks and weeks and years, which I have, to get really super good at this. I wanted to offer you something quick as kind of a way to whet your appetite to begin to learn this stuff. Because I talk about discernment, like, do you take your money out of the market? Do you leave it in the market? Do you buy gold? Do you buy silver? Do you buy crypto? Do you sell the house? Do you move to the Ozark Mountains? What do? Do you stay with him, her, them, zim, zerb, whatever? And so this is somewhat unscripted today, but I wanted to offer you some things and some of my background. And I will do it if there's interest. If you guys email me at intuitiveconsulting@protonmail.com, I'll give you all a webinar for 20 bucks or something. We can stay together as long as it takes for you to get a handle. So you get a swing. I call it swinging. Anyway, so people can spend years and years studying this and doing a superb job and getting very expert at it, which I've done in a shamanic format, in a Reiki format, all kinds of formats. I've trained with Raymon Grace. I'm going to talk about him in a minute. And there are those who just kind of wing it more. Like I said, I'm not a sloppy practitioner. I'm low church, if you will. But anyway, I want to talk about some books. I'm going to talk to you about how I would get started with the pendulum. And we'll try to keep this video short. There's a fun book that I've had for 10 years called Pendulum Magic by Richard Webster. He talks about how to get started. I've had this book for a long time, written notes in it. Very useful book. My real guru, however, is Raymon Grace. This is one of his books, The Future is Yours, Do Something About It, which I'm all about. And my famous book, I need to get another copy. My favorite book is Techniques That Work for Me. I spent 5 days with the man or so, about 10 years ago or so. He's getting up there. I think he may not be doing any more classes or teaching. But this is a book I've had and worn out for many years and taken many, many notes in. But he does topics like ghost busting, demons, poltergeist, curses. He talks about healing the land, healing houses, homes, adjusting and scrambling frequencies, adjusting frequencies for prosperity, moving from dark to light, removing psychic cords, changing belief systems, doing money stuff, moving energy. And you can get into a great detail. And there's ways to, I've written notes all over this book, but I've actually I call it the Raymon Grace package. I do this all in one fell swoop. I'm going to show you what I do, but you usually start with the minute details before you get into this. Again, I'm not trying to show you the text of this book. It's like, about 40 pages. Really, really useful book. So I've been dowsing this since my 20s. So it's been 30 something years. So, so let me introduce you to my pendulums. All right. So goodness gracious, you can take a ring and put it on a string and use it as a pendulum. You could take a paper clip and put it on a string and use it as a pendulum. But when people get started, they like to get the fun ones from the metaphysical shop. A friend of mine sent me this one. It's got all the chakra stones, etc. And these are from Amazon. They're organite and they're all broken because I do energy work, and I'll explain in a minute. So they all get whipped around and beaten up because I do energy work with them. So if you get a pendulum, whether you get a ring on a string or whatever, or you get a $10, $21 one at the store or off Amazon, what you just simply do is with feet uncrossed, with the elbow on the table, you just simply get to know your pendulum, swing it back and forth, swing it around, get to know it. And you can, usually the pendulum is at least a foot from you. And you could try different lengths. Like a lot of times if you have a shorter length, it swings better when we get it to swing. You could have it longer, but of course physics would dictate that it takes a little longer. But you can experiment with the length and get to know it. All right. You're not doing any pendulum dowsing at the moment. You're just getting to know it. Now, I used to think that little demons and little entities were pushing this thing around for me. But how dowsing works, it's very simple. It's using micro muscle movements that your subconscious controls. When you pull your hand back from a fire, that's your subconscious pulling your hand back from the fire. That's not your motor muscle, your motor system going, that's hot. I think I'll remove that. It's actually your subconscious mind is talking to you. So what the cool thing is, this is a way to get a readout from your subconscious mind. So if you get adept at this and facile with this, you can answer any questions in the world. Your future, past stuff. Should you date him, her? Should you do the markets? Should you invest? Should you take your money out? Should you go on vacation? Should you do the thing or not do the thing? Should you move to the Ozarks? Do you buy the house? Do you not buy the house? Do you date him, her? Did I say that already? Is my date going to get here at 5:30 or 5:45? you can answer all those questions. So some practitioners would say, some dowsers would say that you should actually set answers. In other words, you can get a yes or no answer. You can get yes and no and maybes and things like that. But what I really want to show you, I want to bypass that quickly and tell you how to heal with it, because that is really amazing. So we consider the pendulum a readout device to your subconscious mind. So some practitioners, such as Richard Webster, would say, just let the pendulum tell you yes. Tell me yes, what's yes? And you get a swing, and it starts to swing. Now, my yes has been this for 30 years, so I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And then you would let it, whatever it gives you, if it's doing it at an angle, and this is your yes, this is your yes. All right. And give it no. If your angle is this way is no, then that's your no. I have to say, I disagree with that. Your subconscious mind can be trained and taught. So the standard are the back and forth from you is yes. And I'm swinging it consciously right now. And back and forth in front of you is no. And I have, my angle is kind of like, I don't know or don't want to answer. I don't usually get that. And counterclockwise is removing or scrambling non-beneficial energies about something. Okay, and then I'm going to swing it consciously clockwise. This is taking and transmuting energies for your highest and best good, or for the situation at hand, to healing energies, if you will. Now, if you're going to not like looking at the pendulum swing, you can just put the phone down, put your phone down and not look at the swing. I don't want to harm anybody with the swing here. So I recommend setting it. So as you get to know it, you can actually visually in your mind say, you know, and you can start, you kind of initiate the swing and just go, yes, this is yes. Okay. This is yes. Thank you very much. You're talking to your subconscious mind. And then you'd stop it. And again, I'm consciously doing the movements now. I'll demonstrate that it works in a moment, but for speed, I'm just consciously stopping it. Okay. Give me yes. Give me yes. Can you just give me a yes? Good. Can you get louder? So I'm not moving it now consciously. Give me yes. Make it nice and loud, please. Loud, 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 loud. Okay. So it's swinging and give me a yes. But you would do this maybe a few times a day. Just pick up the pendulum. Can you stop? Stop. Thank you. Take some time for the physics to slow down. Okay. Thank you. Can you give me yes? You would do this a couple times a day. Give me yes. And again, if you hold the pendulum closer, it will swing better. Okay. Can you be loud? Nice and loud. Give it nice and loud. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Beautiful. Can you stop, please? Thank you. So you can do this 10 times a day until you get a swing. And you can just imagine it in front of you swinging, right? If you have trouble. Usually people have trouble if they're a little scared or don't believe it, or they're kind of rigid in their thinking. But if you're open-minded and you're like, cool, whatever, you can just say, give me yes. Give me yes right now. Thank you. My little broken pendulum. Give me yes. Thank you very much. All right. Okay. So thank you. You can stop now. So, you know, you can get it to, you can set it to yes. It's very simple. It's just a matter of trust and practice. Again, the broken pendulum. This is given to me by my friend Beth. All right. So you would do the same thing, you know, the same day or a week later or something like that. You say, give me no. And I'm actually consciously pushing no. This is my no. And this is in the standard practice. This is no. Again, do what you want. You can have your subconscious tell you what it wants to be and leave it at that. I think it's easier to do it this way because your conscious is very trainable and it has to accept what you want. So I'm consciously swinging it. This is no, this is no, this is no. Thank you very much. This is no, kind of thing. Then I stop it. Again, consciously stopping it for now. And then you just simply practice, give me no, 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 give me no. Good. Can you be nice and loud? Give me no. Okay, very good. See, you don't have to believe me that I'm not moving it. It's fine. I don't care, but give me no very much. So it's giving me a nice no. And can you stop, please? Okay, can you give me yes? Good. Can you stop? Can you give me no? Give me no. Thank you very much. I'm letting it be subtle because I want to move on time-wise. But that's the kind of practice you would do. You could do it 5 times a day, once a day till you get it. It can take an hour. It can take a week for you to kind of trust and go with it. All right. So some guidelines, again, usually it's better with your feet uncrossed. As you become more advanced, it doesn't really matter, but you know, as you begin, there are many, many rules and guidelines that you can follow but they're mostly for your own comfort, frankly. There is a book called The Letter to Robin, written by some dowsers long ago. I'm going to put a link in the description. That is soup to nuts, the most detailed directions you could ever get. But I wanted to give you a quick primer today. All right, so what else can you do with it? So you would test yourself. Let me use my other broken pendulum. I had these in theater with me and they got busted up. Okay, so you could you begin to test yourself with answers that you know, like, I would say to myself, is my name Paula? And it's giving me no. Great, thank you. Is my name Liz? Now, if you don't stop at first, it's just going to take a little physics and swing. Is my name Liz? Yes, it's giving me Liz. Is my name George? Is my name George? It's giving me no. Is my name Lisa? It stays no. Can you stop, please? Thank you. Can you give me Liz? Is my name Liz? Sorry. Is my name Liz? Yes. So you can test it with answers that you know. Like, let's see. Did I have Cheerios for breakfast? It's not going to answer because I didn't have Cheerios for breakfast. But, did I have bone broth for breakfast? Yes, I did. Did I have Wheaties for breakfast? No, I didn't. So that kind of thing. You practice with asking questions that you know, right? I wouldn't necessarily use it for frivolous questions per se once you get facile with it, but that's how you learn to practice. So just do that all day long for a couple of weeks. Go get a book, come to my webinar or something like that. So what else can you do with it? So you can, let me get Raymon Grace's book back. In this wonderful book, and also in the letter to Robin, which again, I'll link to, there are all kinds of dowsing charts, and you can get books of these, whole books of these in the shop. This is a dowsing chart. Now you can use these numbers any way you see fit. Again, if you took a class, you'd get this in great detail. Like I said, I spent time with Raymon Grace. Okay, Walt Woods developed this. I think Walt Woods was the guy that wrote Letter to Robin. Don't hold me to that. I can't remember at this moment. But you see the numbers. You can actually use these numbers any way that work for you. Don't worry about it. Sometimes what I do on the table is I just bring this top half of the circle to the edge of my table. Let's say this is the bottom of the camera's edge of the table. And I just say, hey, if this is 0 and this is 100, what percentage of whatever question I'm asking is it? What I mean, but let's say you want to ask for your health. So let's say you pretend this is the edge of the table. So in other words, I don't use dowsing charts. I just imagine the numbers at the edge of my table. So this horizontal line is the horizontal side of my table. And then I would just simply, what percentage health is Liz at? What's the percentage of my health? And you can actually get a readout. Now I'm not quite under the camera, so it's hard to see. I don't want to bug you, but you just have to trust me. So what percentage health is Liz at currently? What's my current state of health? So it looks 90. Oh, goodness gracious. It's saying like 90 to 100. So I'll take that all day long. Okay. Do I, and then here you say I have a no and a yes. All right. Most dowsing charts are standard yes and no, where this way, like I said, is yes and this way is no. So you can begin to say, like, what percentage vitamin C is in my body? In other words, if whatever's 100%, what percent vitamin C do I have in my body currently? So I would say it's looking like, for my guesstimation, again, I'm personally, Liz is, I'm personally saying this is 0, this is 100. I'm not actually using these numbers. Is like it's 70%. So I would say, can I use more vitamin C? It's saying to me, yes. So these are the kinds of answers you can get. It's a readout device, but you can also get percentages. Like, again, if you want to do 0 to 400, like you can say how many units of something. If you want to do 0 to 10 or 10 to 100, you can use these numbers or make any numbers you want. You can make up any dowsing chart you want. So again, I'll just envision that half circle, 0 to 100, and I'll just make it up, right? Like, what percent of the military, U.S. military, is positive, are good people? You can just make this up. Okay, so I'm getting a, like a 70, let's move to 75. I mean, I don't need it exact. 80, looks like 80% full of good people. 80, 85%. It's actually moving as I'm teaching. It takes some time too. It looks like about 90%. So I think just that there's some icky people at the top, perhaps. That's just an example, all right? But now you can practice all of that and read Letter to Robin. Again, this is just to whet your appetite. But I want to show you, and the reason I was inspired to do this video today for you, is that you can use the pendulum to heal places on the planet that are hurting. Yourself, your own home, your city, your town, your state, places where there's flames, hurricanes, storms, attacks, this and that, all the stupidity on the planet, right? So you can, if you already use the pendulum, by all means get to it. If you're curious about this, you can use the pendulum sitting at your house to help heal the world. Again, believe me or not, I don't care, because I know it does. I could be on the phone with a client who will have like right shoulder pain, and I'll just start swinging, and I'll demonstrate this in a minute, and they'll feel better, and they won't even know what I did. Heck, it might be a placebo effect. It could be a lot of pendulum work. Who's to say what the overlap is? I mean, I would say the pendulum, the placebo effect is actually an intention given to the subconscious mind. So if a doctor gives you this white sugar pill and says, this will heal you, probably 30% of the time, your mind's going to go, oh, this pill's going to heal me. And it's great. And it helps the healing. So why not, right? So if the pendulum works the same way, but a lot of people aren't even aware I'm swinging a pendulum for them, but they are talking to me and they know they're going to feel better by talking to me, for example. So the pendulum works that way. So how much is placebo? How much is intention, healing? I'll take it. I'll take all of it all day long. Does that make sense? Okay. So Raymon Grace taught us that a clockwise swing, oh, it's doing for me now, I'm not moving it, is to scramble non-beneficial energy. So let's say we're going to talk about flames in a certain islandy place. I'm doing this video on September 23. So there were certain flames in a certain place where there's an island in a really beautiful area. And flames were set, whether they're set on purpose or they're fires, they harm people, they lost people's homes. Some people feel like children are missing. So I'm going to now scramble all the energies, all the negative energies, all the non-beneficial energies around that, whether it was nefarious, sinister deeds that took place, people losing their homes, being afraid, being out of power, water, supplies, food, clothing, homes, children were missing, if it's true, and all non-beneficial energies I'm now dousing. And I'm going to take it off camera so I don't make you dizzy, but I'm now dousing this, and it's counterclockwise. It's just starting to swing. I want to be clear. I'm not swinging it consciously. I've been doing this work for 20 plus years or so, this kind of work. So the subconscious just gets right to work. So it's swinging it to heal non-beneficial energies around that situation, around the flames in that certain island place, okay? So it's swinging, and it's hitting my chair, which is why they get broken. But this is the kind of thing you do, and you just let it swing till it's done. It's basically a readout device for telling you the energy that's happening. Sorry, you got nothing to look at. You know, they say it's terrible videoing, but I don't want to swing in front of you the whole time. And but also it's showing you it's actually doing the work. It's actually doing the energy work. And it's still swinging pretty violently. And I also do change tarot, which I was doing on my tarot channel for a little bit there. I do this a lot with clients over the phone and to heal certain areas. In fact, I meet with a small dowsing group, and we kind of douse the world, as we say. Like if there's certain issues going on around the planet, we try to mitigate the trials and tribulations for the people and for the land and the water and the critters. So it's still swinging pretty violently, actually. It's starting to slow down. All right, we try to get a sense. It starts to slow down. And what my pendulum does is it starts to give me a yes when it's complete, when the work's complete. So it's telling me it's done. So now what I do is I actually take all these beautiful neutralized energies. Now you have a pile of energy that's been cleaned up. And now I'm going to say, now I transmute these beautiful neutral energies into energies that are most beneficial for the people and the land and the area. So thank you, get to it. Thank you very much. So it's starting to swing, and it's interesting. The swing is a nice, mellow, calm swing, as opposed to the violent swinging of the scrambling energies. So this is swinging clockwise because I've set it to go counterclock. I've set it to go clockwise to heal energies or transmute scrambled energies. And again, there's so much more to all of this, but this is the kind of thing you could do for an area that's in trouble. Instead of freaking out, having a fit, and then feeding energy machines that collect your unhappy emotions and use it to create more trouble for you and the planet. Again, this is your shaman talking. So this is giving me some nice energy. Again, I'm not consciously swinging it. It's just a swinging. So I'll joke with people. I said, I'll swing for you. I'll swing for you tomorrow. I'll swing for you about that. Can you give me a swing? My group was helping me the other day with something. Oh, it hit my arm. But still swinging, and I'm letting it go. And I do know that if I stopped it now, the energy would still happen and heal, but I'm just letting it finish. I'm taking it off camera so you don't have to continue to look at it. But again, I'm not doing those swings consciously. My subconscious is getting to the healing of that certain flamed place in a certain island area. And you can do this over anything. Again, you could do it over your home. You could do it for yourself every day. You could do it before the contest, the test, the exam. You use pendulum work for everything. Now it's finishing up and it's telling me yes. So this is what I do in a group of people. And that you can do. Now I know I did it very quickly. And if you have any trouble with this stuff, we can do a quick webinar. You can get a book. You can read online how to do it. But it's just a matter of trusting yourself and not being frightened of it because it seems weird. Okay, folks, I'm going to stop there, but I wanted to let you know this is the kind of energy work that you can do to help a place instead of freaking out. And you can also actually swing for the negative forces on the planet and not taking energy, right? You could swing for that too. all kinds of great things. The pendulum work is so unlimited. If I could be, 80 million years old in the bed, chicken soup dripping down my chin, and I could be swinging for the planet. It's very cool. But anyway, you guys, take care, and I hope this helps. Let me know what you think, and hit me up if you'd like me to do a webinar and teach you all soup to nuts about how to use a pendulum.